So this is just going to quickly go over the idea that we could take three segments and turn them into a triangle using only the construction that we've learned of how to copy a segment. Remember, a triangle is just three segments, so we should be able to do that pretty much no problem. Now, the exact way of doing it is going to be a little bit more than just piece of cake stuff, but let's go ahead and take a look. So just like with any other time we're copying a segment, I'm going to start off by drawing a ray, and then I need my compass. So I'm going to set my compass with the point, flip it around here real quick, with the point on one end of the line, and actually I like to start with the biggest line, so let's do that. And I'm going to put the pencil on the other end of the line and lock it, bring it down to my starting point, and make a mark. I could go ahead and draw that, that point in there if I wanted to. That's one thing I do wish this program would do, but it doesn't really need to be there, so we're okay. So I've got one side down. Now I can go to my next side. I'm going to go ahead and set my compass to the length of that side, and then I can lock it again. Now this time, this second side is going to have to connect to one of these two sides. It doesn't really matter which one. I'm just going to go ahead and put it there. Now at this point, here's the deal. I don't know exactly what direction this second line is going to end up pointing. So the way we do that is we just draw a bigger arc. Since we don't know exactly how far to do it, we'll just make it definitely big enough. It's going to be somewhere between here and here, we think. Then we can go back and grab our last little segment here. Copy, set that length. Now this one, I've already drawn a line from this point. My next line has to come from this point. So I'm going to put it right here, right on that intersection point. And again, with this program, it snaps right to it. And now I'm looking for where are those two arcs going to cross. So I move my compass around and I'm looking for an intersection point. And right there, I found one. So now to finish this out, I can use either my straight edge. By the way, I can actually just grab this whole thing and it should let me rotate maybe. Not exactly sure if I can, yeah, there I can rotate. I could use the straight edge if I wanted to connect the dots, just like that. I'm not gonna, in any way require that you use that. You're free to just use the line segment tool to connect those dots. I think that's, just as good. And there we've got our triangle made out of those three segments. We've got the biggest one on the bottom, then this second biggest one goes here, and this third biggest one goes there. And again, intersection points are where we're looking here. If I'm doing this on paper, it's going to be exactly the same process. I'm going to start off by drawing a ray. Again, I can't draw a segment of a set length with just a straight edge, but I can draw it of indeterminate length, of infinite length. Then I can set my compass to the length that I want. Again, I'm going to pick the biggest one to start with. I think that's a good strategy. You certainly don't have to, so there you go. The only point I know right now is my starting point, so I'm going to put my compass right on the starting point and make an arc. That point now became something special. This segment and this segment are constructed to be congruent. Then I like to just go to the next biggest one, right there. See that? And it doesn't matter where I put this first one. I'm going to put it right here. But what does matter is that I make the arc, bigger than I think it's going to be. It's certainly never going to hurt you to make it too big. Now, what I'm saying here is I don't know where exactly that side of the triangle is going to be, but I do know how long it is. Then I go back and set my compass to the last one, right there. And I'll go from the other end point because this segment has to connect here. I'll draw my line, my arc, so that I get an intersection point, and then that intersection point is special. So from there, I know I just have to connect the dots. So that one is congruent to that one because of that measurement of that arc. And then I can go back over here And I know that that one is congruent to that one. And so that looks, the nice thing about this computer program I'm having you use if you're doing this at home, it looks exactly like what we did on paper, right? Whether you did it on the paper itself or on the computer program, you're all good. Just make sure you take a snapshot. Either use on the Chromebooks, it's Shift Control and then the button above the 6 key, or if you're doing it on paper, you just take a picture of it and add that to your assignment.